Chapter 1. Introduction. Faith over Science in the Middle Ages. Imagine living in a world without microscopes, germ theory, or modern medicine. Every fever, every headache, every misfortune had to be explained through spiritual or supernatural means. In the Middle Ages, people looked to demons, omens, and ancient folk wisdom to make sense of their world. They believed in signs from the heavens, curses cast by neighbors, and divine intervention as everyday reality. Superstition permeated every aspect of life, from the fields and homes to the church and marketplace. In this video, we dive into some of the strangest beliefs that guided medieval minds. These are real stories that sound absurd to modern ears, but for them, these superstitions were literally a matter of life and death. Chapter 2. Disease and Demons. When a sneeze was a curse. Medieval people didn't know about viruses or bacteria. They believed illness was punishment from God or the work of demons. A sudden sneeze? A diabolical breath. Fevers were signs of possession. The Black Death? Interpreted as divine judgment or witchcraft. No one understood contagion, so people relied on prayer, holy water, or bizarre remedies like wearing a mummified hand covered in jewels to ward off the plague. Medical intervention was often replaced by ritual, exorcism instead of antibiotics, blessings instead of surgery. Even today, some root in these beliefs remain. Chapter 3. Cats, Witches, and the Full Moon. Black cats, so common today as pets, were feared and sometimes killed for being servants of the devil. Women who lived alone, kept cats, or had odd habits were labeled witches. Trials exploded across Europe, fueled by superstition, fear, and misogyny. Lunar phases also shaped behavior. A full moon meant madness, insanity, and sudden violence. Epilepsy, moon disease. Birth defects? They blamed cursed nights. These beliefs persisted because humans hate uncertainty, and superstition filled the gaps. Chapter 4. Religious relics as magic armor. Long before antibiotics, relics were seen as protective. People carried tiny bone fragments from saints, locks of hair, or drops of holy oil. These reliquaries supposedly shielded against evil spirits, disease, even storms. A piece of the true cross or a saint's finger bone cost a fortune, but medieval pilgrims paid willingly. Churches displayed dozens of relics to draw crowds and donations. Today, we see these as pure superstition, but back then, they were spiritual insurance. Chapter 5. Blood, urine, and clippings as magical tools. Folk magic involved body parts. Blood, hair, even nail clippings were powerful ingredients. People believed clipping a child's hair during a full moon would protect its spirit. Drinking morning urine was thought to cure internal ailments. Some created charms using menstrual blood or infant toenails to cast spells or ward off misfortune. These practices, though shocking now, were widespread. Even royal courts relied on them for healing and prophecy. Chapter 6. Animal Sacrifices and Domestic Rites. Rituals weren't limited to relics or potions. Animals were often sacrificed. A rooster buried under the threshold was believed to silence evil voices. Toads and frogs? Placed under beds to chase out nightmares. Even hanging a horse skull from a house was believed to protect the inhabitants. These grotesque rites might seem disturbing, but they came from desperation. Without science, superstition seemed the only weapon. Chapter 7. Death, Graves, and Fear of the Undead. Medieval burial practices are chilling. Some feared that the dead might rise as revenants or vampires. To prevent this, they tied bodies, placed stones on graves, or buried metal in coffins. Some even went as far as decapitation or nailing the corpse's hands. In regions struck by the plague, mass graves were sometimes burned to stop evil spirits from lingering. These funerary superstitions reveal ancient anxieties about disease, death, and the unknown.